taking the package.
No, you're not taking my package. That's my stuff.
Excuse me.
Excuse me.
Hey. Ow! Oh my God! You killed me.
I did not kill you. Fine.
Oh my God!
You sprayed me with whatever that stuff is.
Are you? Stay away from the other people, you hear me? If you stay there, get the out. Do that again, I'll kick you out myself.
Oh shit.
John!
Wait!
Hey,
Stop!
get the police. Get the police. Let her go. Get the police.
Sir, stop.
Pussy ass nigga.
A man is arguing on the phone, his face tense as he paces back and forth, his voice rising with frustration as the conversation intensifies.
Tinder. This is Tinder.
No.
Dinero.
No.
Dinero.
No, dinero, pero no.
Dinero. It's dinero. Is it not dinero?
Yes.
It's dinero.
Pero, you.
It's what?
You.
I what?
Only you.
That's the money that I had.
No.
That's the money that I had.
Hello.
It's dinero.
Hello.
A man and a woman were angrily arguing in front of a crowd, shouting and gesturing wildly. The tension escalated, drawing attention from everyone nearby as their voices grew louder. The woman argued fiercely with the police officer on the street, refusing to calm down. After several warnings, she was eventually arrested and taken away, still protesting loudly. Two customers were involved in a heated argument at the restaurant, shouting loudly across the room. Their intense exchange disrupted other diners, prompting staff to intervene and calm the situation.
Sir, you're not explaining to me. You didn't pull me over. You jumped out your car and asked me did I want to.
Investigation.
What's the what are you investigating?
Look,
You
get
just
your
see me in there
driver's
shopping.
license.
I paid. I paid for everything that I
Get
bought.
your driver's license out.
I might remember him if
You're not filming.
if it's what's that? Film? Oh no, we don't use film anymore.
Okay, well, recording.
What's that? I'm not sure actually. I don't know.
You told us.
Can you see if it's doing it?
I don't see anything else.
Yeah, I can't see if it's doing it either. So, you know what I mean?
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Welcome back to Cops America, your go-to channel for all things law enforcement. Today, we delve into a troubling scenario wherein Karen gets knocked out cold after power hit. Join us as we explore this alarming incident and witness the instant karma that ensues. Don't forget to subscribe to Cops America for more eye-opening content on police practices and justice. On November 12, 2019, Indianapolis resident Aaron Blackwell and his cousin Daryl Cunningham experienced an unsettling encounter while shopping at a local Nordstrom rack. They noticed a security guard, who was also an off-duty Lawrence Township deputy constable, Daryl Jones, following them throughout the store. After purchasing over $1,000 worth of items, they left the store only to see Deputy Jones trailing them. While loading their car, Mr. Blackwell and Mr. Cunningham observed Deputy Jones writing down their license plate number. When they circled around the parking lot, Deputy Jones confronted them.
Just drive by them slow. We ain't. Unless you want to share.
I want to be in front of the store when you pull me over.
Because I told you to.
You have a reason, sir. You didn't pull me over. But you didn't pull me over.
Get the license out, or I'll hit for a backup, and I'll take
your
you out of the
supervisor.
car.
Call
Get
your
your driver's license
Call your
out.
supervisor,
Call your
sir.
Get your driver's license out right now.
Call your supervisor.
Get
Please
your
call your
driver's
supervisor.
license.
Because
I'm not calling the
you're not
supervisor.
pulling me over
You
neither.
get your driver's license
Call
out
your
right now.
supervisor.
Show me ID.
Call your supervisor.
What do you need my ID for, sir?
Well, because you want to run your mouth to me.
No, because
Who's
you
running?
was looking at my license plate for what?
Exactly.
For what?
You don't have the right to run this.
I got my rights
You
to
don't have
do
the right
anything
to
I
run this
want to
place.
do. I'm a police officer.
You can't
That-
run this
that
place.
doesn't
Your
mean
driver's
anything.
license out,
That
or
doesn't
I'll
mean
pull you
anything.
over and I'll tow your car.
You can't tow my car.
Get your
You're not
driver's
pulling me over.
license
You're not
out.
pulling me over.
Get your driver's
What is your badge
license
number,
out.
sir?
Right there it is.
What's your
right?
Can you
name?
read it to me?
Yeah.
What's your name?
Read your badge
Get
number and your name.
Get your driver's license
Read
out,
your
or I'll go
badge.
lock you
I'm
up.
asking you. You can't
I'm
lock me
telling
up. You can't lock me up.
Before holding someone, officers must have an objectively reasonable suspicion of criminal activity. According to the well-known Terry v. Ohio case, officers need to be able to state precisely what circumstances led them to believe that a crime is, or was being committed before they can hold someone. Certain states have enacted rules pertaining to identification and detention, even though the Terry standard is applicable to all police contacts. Under Indiana Code 342853, police officers have the authority to detain and identify individuals if they believe, in good faith, that an infraction or ordinance violation has occurred. This law incorporates the principles of the Terry Doctrine established by the U.S. Supreme Court, which allows officers to stop and question individuals if they have reasonable suspicion of criminal activity. It's important to understand that in Indiana, you are not required to identify yourself to law enforcement unless you are suspected of an infraction or ordinance violation. It was eventually determined that Mr. Blackwell and Mr. Cunningham was not obliged to present their ID to Deputy Jones, and that Deputy Jones lacked reasonable suspicion to detain them.
Why?
Because you're acting suspicious.
About what? We was in there shopping.
I said, show me your driver's
What
license.
is the suspicion, sir?
Get your driver's license out.
You can't
Just
state
show
the
me your
suspicion.
driver's license. That's all I
Sir,
want to see.
you're not explaining to me. You didn't pull
I'm
me over.
explaining to
You
you.
jumped out your car and asked me, did I want to?
investigation.
What's the what are you investigating?
Look,
You
get
just
your
see me in there
driver's
shopping.
license
I paid.
Because
I
we spend
paid.
money.
I paid for everything that I bought.
Get your driver's license out. If you don't got no warrants or nothing, you're gone. I don't have no problem.
What is the reason
Get
that you're
your
stopping
driver's
me?
license. I'm not going to argue with you no more.
I'm not
If
arguing. I'm trying to understand
Show 'em your
something.
The other
We
car
got
gets
video.
you, I'm going to take both of you out,
Show
and I'm going to tow your car.
Can you give me your name?
Your failure to identify.
I'm not. You have
Show
no
me
reason.
your driver-
You have
Show
no
me your
reason to
driver's-
pull me
Show
over.
me your driver's
You
license.
didn't even pull. You're not even behind me. You jumped out the car and told me
Exactly.
to stop.
You stopped right here.
We weren't in traffic, sir. We were
Give me
pulling out
your
of a
driver's
parking spot.
license, or I'm going to tow your car.
You're not
You
going to
can't
tow
tow
anything.
the car, sir.
You're not going to tow a car.
Step it up.
Call 911. Using anything. I just want to
First
know.
of all,
Give me your driver's license.
First of all, you had to suspect him of a crime to ask for his identity. You didn't do that.
You don't know the
Yeah,
law.
yeah, I do know the law.
No, you don't know the law.
Once you
Get
look
your
me,
driver's license out and make this easy.
that's all I want. Because we're
Show
following
me your driver's license and you can go.
We asked for a supervisor. You denied us that.
I'm not going to get a supervisor.
I'm asking for your name.
Off-duty employment. Exactly. Off-duty employment.
If you're off duty, then why are you stopping people?
And I'm stopping you because you're suspicious.
Why are
About
we
what?
suspicious?
So what'd you come back around for?
Because I want to know
No,
your
you jumped out of the car on us because we
Exactly.
looked at you.
Because I don't know what you guys are doing. Now show me your
You don't know
driver's
what we're
license.
doing. You just seen
Show
us
me
shopping.
your driver's license.
You don't look. You see all these bags in the back of the car?
I don't care what.
Sir, what is
don't
your
threaten
name?
me. Are you threatening me?
It's not going to be let go.
Are you going to threaten me? Are you crazy?
Why you got your hand in here?
You going to threaten a police officer?
Why you got your hand on the window? I'm not scared of you. I'm not worried about you.
I'm not worried about you either.
We ain't broke no
Get
laws.
your driver's license out right now.
We have not broke no laws.
Sir, can you give me your name?
Get your driver's license out.
Can you identify yourself?
Get your driver's license out.
Can you identify yourself?
Get your driver's license
Can you
out.
identify yourself, sir?
You see who I am? You see my badge?
What's your name?
What is your name?
Get your driver's
What is your
license.
name, sir?
In a recent discussion on police procedures, it's essential to understand your rights if approached by law enforcement, regardless of whether Mr. Blackwell and Mr. Cunningham stopped their vehicle voluntarily. Their encounter with Deputy Jones constitutes detention. This is due to Deputy Jones demanding identification, which aligns with the reasonable suspicion standards set by the landmark Terry v. Ohio case. This case established that a seizure occurs if an officer, through physical force or a show of authority, restricts a citizen's freedom. Justice Stewart later refined this, stating a person is considered seized if, given the circumstances, a reasonable person wouldn't feel free to leave. The Supreme Court has since endorsed this perspective, influencing the admissibility of evidence in many cases. Moreover, the court later clarified that the key question is whether a reasonable person would feel free to decline the officer's requests or end the encounter. A judge would probably rule that Mr. Blackwell and Mr. Cunningham were unlawfully held since Deputy Jones asked for identification as soon as he spoke with the men, even though there was not a good justification for him to do so. Following many minutes of pointless argument and Deputy Jones's impolite comments, an Indianapolis Metropolitan Department officer shows up on the scene.
Control Tom 3315.
What is your name, sir? That's all we asking you is your name.
Ma'am, can you send an officer to back me up at Nordstrom Rack on 82nd Street? Get your driver's license out.
A civil servant.
Off duty.
Off duty, pulling people over at Nordstrom parking
Ain't
lot.
nobody pulled you over. You stopped.
Well, if you ain't pull us over, you don't need to see no license.
You jumped out and stopped me.
No, I said, show me your driver's license.
You jumped out and stopped me.
I said, show me your ID.
You jumped out and stopped me,
I'm
sir.
not argue with you.
It's not an argument.
Okay, we
Wait,
just had,
just wait.
it's just one question. What was the reason for you jumping out on us?
Suspicious behavior.
What, like what?
Exactly.
What was the suspicious behavior?
Exactly.
Buying a bunch of shoes
But
at
you guys are
Nordstrom?
coming back around to look at me.
No,
or
you jumped
do
out the
whatever
car.
You're gonna do.
You
I don't
jumped
know
out
if
the
you
car
got guns or
first.
what.
You jumped out the car first. That's why we
Get
came
your
back.
driver's license out. It's the last time I'm going to tell you.
Cause you ain't got to do nothing. He can't even pull you over out there.
Get your driver's license
Let's go,
out.
cuz.
We're going to wait for backup, sir.
Yeah, we wait.
An authority over you or
You
however.
don't have no authority over
Not
me.
me. Not
We're
me.
asking, we want
You don't
the
have
supervisor.
some authority over me.
Your
Who's your
supervisor?
supervisor?
I don't have a supervisor out.
Oh, you're a self-contracted civil servant. Is that what you're saying?
I don't answer questions to you. We'll wait.
You don't even answer what your name is, officer?
Nope.
You can't even tell us that?
Nope.
Are you really an officer of the law?
Yep.
We don't have any proof that you are.
Well, that's
Because
too
you have a
bad.
shirt that
Get
says
your driver's license out.
What is your proof that you're even legal to pull?
Shut up.
Us? What is
Why
your
don't
proof?
you shut up?
What
I'm
is
not
your
talking
proof?
to you.
What is your proof? I'm being calm. You don't have to yell and spit in the car.
Yeah, I do.
Now you're spitting bodily fluids on us.
Yeah, there you go.
You know-
better get your driver's license out.
That's all right, officer. We're compliant. You have to suspect him of doing something. Suspicious behavior.
These guys were inside there. They got a bunch of stuff, and then they ran them out to me as they were leaving to try to make sure I didn't get their license plate. And then he didn't want to show me ID.
Officer Shrillman.
Because he was calling me out in my car.
What did I call you, sir? I didn't call you anything. I asked you, what were you trying to get my license plate for? That's what I asked you.
Okay. Well,
and then I came back to really see what was going on.
That's why we stopped in front of the store.
With my hazards on. And he jumped out. We have it on record. He jumped out and told me to stop.
And started asking us for ID and all this and that.
And he said we was looking suspicious. How? We was in the same store he was in. We was shopping.
He just seen us
I'm a loyal
shop.
customer here. I shop here all the time. The thing is, he asked for my license. For what reason?
That's all we asked him, officer. That's all we asked him. What infraction or what crime do you suspect us of committing?
And then we asked him for a supervisor. He said, you're not getting a supervisor.
Hang tight for me for just 1 second.
Yes, sir. Okay, so when we first came in here, right? So he comes here all the time.
Sure.
I'm his cousin.
Okay.
Okay. So we came in here. He bought some things for his daughter. We bought a few pair of shoes. The girl at the counter knows him well. They had a nice conversation.
Sure.
But the whole time, this guy is standing in there staring at us, right?
Okay.
And I don't want to be the first one to say he profiling us or whatever, you know, or whatever. But it is what it is.
Sure.
So I go back in there. I take the little carts back in there. I'm like, cuz, this security's really beaming on us for some reason. So I take the carts back in, and the girl, we had left one of the bags. So she's like, I'm glad y'all came back because you left a bag. So we grabbed the bag. When I come out.
In 2007, the Supreme Court case Ellison vs. United States concluded that individuals do not have a reasonable expectation of privacy concerning their license plate numbers. The court cited that what is knowingly exposed to the public is not protected by the Fourth Amendment. Objects in plain view of an officer who has the right to be there can be seized. This ruling established that license plates are public information, allowing officers to obtain any vehicle's license plate number in public view. 10 years later, in the 2017 New York Court of Appeals case People vs. Boucher, the court extended this principle, stating that officers are also entitled to access any information within a government database associated with a license plate. Officers can use this information as probable cause for a stop. Thus, there is no expectation of privacy for DMV database or the license plate itself. A Metro officer intervened in a traffic stop conducted by Deputy Jones. After a private discussion between the officers, Deputy Jones informed Mr. Blackwell and Mr. Cunningham that they were free to go. However, as Deputy Jones walked back to his patrol car, Mr. Blackwell and Mr. Cunningham called the Metro officer back. The Metro officer then clarified that Deputy Jones had made an error in releasing them.
Okay. So when we first got here, he had pulled up beside us. So we basically got here at the same time. So when we come out, he comes out.
Sure.
Gets in his car, right? So once he gets in his car, I'm like, it's obvious that, I said, cuz he's probably gonna try to run your plate. We ain't worried about him running the plate. But the point is, ain't nobody dumb, man. You gotta have some type of reason for running the plate. You're
not necessarily. We can run plates for any reason. Or no reason
okay.
at all.
We'll say
what he
this.
does have to have is he have to have what's called reasonable suspicion in order to make a stop on you. He has to have some sort of reasonable suspicion that a crime has been committed.
Correct.
And at that point, you know, that's why I asked him what suspicion do you have to stop him.
And I heard you asking him that. And my thing was, you just seen us buying these items. And that's why when he was explaining to you, you was like, well, loss prevention said they stole some stuff?
Right.
No, that's not what happened. You just seen us buy this stuff, load it in our car. What is making us suspicious? Then he said,
that's why I asked him that question.
When we asked him to identify himself, is he supposed to identify himself?
We just asked him his name. What's your name, officer? He was like, I don't gotta tell you my name and blah, blah, blah. Well, can we see your supervisor?
He's supposed to identify himself as a law enforcement officer. So,
right.
I mean, he could say, I'm with Marion County Sheriff's Department. Okay.
Yeah. And then he said something about he's off duty, something.
Yeah.
I said, cause he can't even, cause does he have the power to even pull people over on the street? We're still in
if he's a Marion County Sheriff's deputy, then yeah.
Okay, that's cool, but we're still in the parking lot. If
somebody's committed a traffic infraction, yeah.
We're still in the parking lot, man.
Yeah.
And
he was still commit traffic infractions in a parking lot, but the question is what infraction was committed to justify a stop. As far as I'm concerned, there was no traffic infraction, so there's no reason to stop the vehicle.
So, can you give us his name?
I don't know his name.
He won't give us the name. Okay. So we want to file a complaint.
Okay.
And I know he's Lawrence, and that's what I was like. I know y'all ain't got time for this foolishness.
Is he Lawrence or is he? I don't.
He said Lawrence on. Yeah, it said Lawrence Township.
Okay.
Something.
So that'll be something that you'll have to take up.
We'll get with
the Lawrence Sheriff's Department.
Yeah.
If that's the case, because honestly I don't know who he is. I've never seen him before.
He was aggressive too, man. Like he was just like when you was talking to him, you see how he was stumbling. He couldn't really explain why we're suspicious.
Sure.
Why are we suspicious?
So how can we get his information? Because he won't give it to us.
We can get it from the store, maybe.
I mean, you can. I don't know if you can get it from the store. You can call Lawrence.
And just ask them who you had on this location.
Who was working at the Nordstrom rack at this time on this date. They might be able to give you that information.
Because we definitely want to file a complaint.
If you don't get his name, you can at least give a description of him.
I got him on video.
You can say, this officer, he looked like this. He was driving an unmarked vehicle at this location, this date, this time. And they might be able to figure that out.
Look at the car they gave him. That's how much they care about him. It's rusted.
Look at the car they give me. I got a hole in my fender about the size of my hand I can stick through from the rust going out there. That's a 2008 with 188,000 miles on it. I call her barely faithful.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we appreciate you being civil with us and trying to really figure out what really was going on because, look.
Well, the only way for me to figure out what's going on is ask questions.
Right.
I don't know what's going on.
Right.
Until
And I know,
show up,
I know IMPD. I know y'all got bigger and better things to do than come up here for some rogue security officer, man. But he made our experience so bad, man, and it was unnecessary. And he just.
Okay.
But we just wanted to explain it to you,
Sure.
what was going on, because I know he couldn't really articulate what he was trying to say.
Yeah, as far as I know, based upon what happened, I don't think either of us have any reasonable suspicion to believe that there's a crime taking place.
Right.
It says there's no reason for a traffic stop at this point.
Right.
So there's no legal requirement for you to identify yourself to an officer at that point. So if you don't want to give him ID, then you don't have to give him ID at that point.
And we tried to be calm and talk to him like that, and he just. I don't have to tell you anything. Leaning in the car, spitting all in the car. I don't know if he's having a bad day. His wife left him. I don't know.
Could be.
I don't know,
Your
man.
guess is as good as mine.
But hey, man, I appreciate you, boss.
As far as I'm concerned, you guys are good to go. All
yes,
right,
sir.
take care. All right.
Appreciate it.
After an encounter with law enforcement, Mr. Blackwell and Mr. Cunningham peacefully departed the scene. Following the incident, Mr. Blackwell shared a video of the encounter on YouTube. Subsequently, Deputy Jones faced termination from both Nordstrom Rack and the Lawrence Township Constable's office. While Mr. Blackwell expressed some dissatisfaction with the resolution, he has not disclosed plans for legal action. In a subsequent video released 6 days later, Mr. Blackwell articulated broader concerns, stating this is not just about me or my cousin, or even just this city. It's about how things have been and how things cannot continue to be. So we're going to push and we're going to fight for everybody. On February 4th, 2020, a visually impaired individual, referred to as Mike Nelson in local news coverage, visited the Guilford County Health Department in High Point, just outside Greensboro. Mr. Nelson sought information on mental and reproductive health services provided by the department. During his visit, Officer Robertson from Guilford County Security approached him. Officer Robertson refuses to identify himself to Mr. Nelson and attempts to kick him out of the building for recording. At one point, Officer Robertson decides to turn Mr. Nelson's camera to face the opposite direction without permission.
Do you have business here?
Yeah, I'm trying to conduct it. Who are you?
You don't need to know that. You just need
Okay,
to conduct
well, you
business
can't give people orders unless you identify yourself, so.
Yes, I can.
Okay, well, your orders are invalid.
Well, we'll see.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just asking about the mental health. I was here the other day, and right, I know I asked that last time, and they directed me to a building, and it was a private company. Is that the only mental health here? Okay, so you don't. This is Department of Health for High Point or for Guilford for High Point?
Yeah, we don't know them about mental health. They on their own. They do their own stuff.
Okay, so no mental health at all for Health Department. No. All right. What about contraceptives?
You want the pack?
Can we, or do you just hand them out like condoms and stuff? Yeah, sure. Yeah, I know they directed me there. I didn't know if it was part of the Department of Health because I got there and they said it was a private company.
They're not part of us. They've been gone for us for a while.
All right, yeah, that's where I meant to come back and verify I went to the right place, you know? Cause I
did, yeah.
Thank you. Who are you?
I'm your friend.
You're my friend?
Yeah.
My friends don't just bark orders at me.
Well, sometimes you need orders like that.
No.
We all don't do the right thing.
I don't think anybody needs orders barked at them, you know? I might remember him if
You're not filming me.
if it's,
You filming me?
what's that? Film? Oh, no, we don't use film anymore.
Okay, well, I'm recording.
What's that?
I'm recording.
I'm not sure, actually. I don't know.
You told us.
Can you see if it's doing it?
I don't see anything on.
Yeah, I can't see if it's doing it either. So, you know what I mean?
I know.
Yeah.
I know. You ask me questions, I'm asking you questions.
You haven't answered my question. I've been answering yours question.
Who I am?
Yeah, who are
What's
you?
your name? We know your name because they had it on the news the other day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, on YouTube.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. But is that, what channel is that on? Okay.
I don't pay attention to that.
Some people think they know things and it doesn't mean it's real. No?
This is true.
Yeah.
You taking a break in here? We close in a little bit.
I know, close at what, 5? Yeah, all right. Yeah, I had to go bathroom, get some water, and check up on. I thought the mental health was part of the Department of Health because they directed me.
It was about 4 years ago.
And they split. And then went private sector.
Yeah.
Did it, you know if they just kept the same building and just a private company came in? Yeah. Yeah, because that's once they told me it was a private company, I was like, oh, okay. I thought that was part of the Department of Health.
You have to leave, you know that, right?
What's that?
You have to leave, you can't just...
Officer Robertson and Mr. Nelson engaged in a heated debate, prompting the building's manager to step in. The discussion revolved around the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act of 1996 HIA, a pivotal federal law designed to safeguard patients' sensitive health information. Enforced by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, HIPAA mandates strict standards to prevent unauthorized disclosure of such data. This law, commonly known as the HIPAA Privacy Rule, governs how covered entities, both individuals and organizations, handle patients' health details. In the realm of healthcare, privacy is paramount. Various entities such as healthcare providers, plans clearinghouses, and their associates are entrusted with sensitive information safeguarded by law. It's crucial to note that this protection extends beyond the general public, ensuring confidentiality within these professional domains. However, even within the confines of a health department facility, citizens maintain a reasonable expectation of privacy. The legal framework supporting this notion traces back to the 1976 Supreme Court case of Katz v. United States. Here, Justice John Marshall Harlan articulated a two-pronged test to determine such expectations. Over the years, this test has evolved into the standard for privacy law.
Oh, why is that?
You're taking care of it.
Oh, I do have a official business here. No, I'm working on a news story.
A news story?
Yeah.
What kind of news story are you working on?
Well, like identifying where the silver services are at the Department of Health, and you guys helped me verify that the mental health isn't part of that, and then.
You've been to social services.
But yeah, I went to social services, but I didn't get the whole rundown of everything. Some of the stuff is. Oh, why?
So you were not filming.
Oh, please don't touch my things.
But that's against the law.
What is?
For filming there without my permission.
Oh, actually, that's not true.
Yes, it is.
Do you know what law that is? What law is that? Your law. Well, who are you?
You need to leave.
It's actually illegal.
If you don't have business, you need to leave.
You touching my camera is actually illegal, sir.
It's illegal for you. No, I didn't damage your camera.
No, but you touched it without my permission.
Your camera, you can't see, right? So your camera's light is in my eyes, so I...
Oh, the light's on?
The light's on.
Oh. I'm sorry. Is that better?
Yeah, that's much better.
Alright. So, you don't want to tell me who you are? Because you're like, you know...
Why do you need to know?
Well, you've been giving me orders or directives, and...
You have to get out of here in a minute because they're
and then you just touched my property without my permission.
Oh, well, your property was flashing in my face.
Was it?
Yeah, and you didn't have permission to do that, did you?
To do what?
Flash your
Is it still flashing?
It's not flashing now, but
Okay.
the light that's in my face.
Yeah, I don't think it does that.
I don't know. Pretty good.
Yeah, lots of training. Look at this cane, it's all beat up. It's all beat up. I changed out this bulb sometimes once a month. This one I just changed out about a week ago, and probably gonna need another change about another week. So, lots of practice. So, you know, Department of Health here in High Point is an interesting story to cover, especially if we get some stranger ordering people around in the lobby.
Well, I'm not a stranger. You're a stranger. I work here.
You work here? Okay. Well, if you work here, then aren't you supposed to identify to the public? Are you wearing a name tape or anything?
No.
You're not?
Oh, yeah, I have a nameplate.
Okay. I can't see it. Can you tell me what it says?
No.
You can't tell me what it says?
You don't ever need to know.
I absolutely do, sir. You actually touched my property without my permission, so that's a crime. If I want to report that crime, I need to know your name. Do you work for the sheriff's department, or like High Point Police Department, or it's like security guard company? At least tell me who you work for.
You don't need to know that.
Oh, I absolutely do. It's for a few reasons. One, it's part of the news story I'm working on, and two, you violated a few laws, and you're still kind of doing it right now.
No, I didn't. You violated the laws.
What law is that? You said your law.
You're a lady in here.
How is that, sir?
The lady told you she couldn't help you.
That was only because you interrupted and told me to leave.
Then you tried to force her to tell you something.
No, I did not. She could have absolutely refused.
She did.
Somebody in there, there's a different voice. Somebody answer the question. Okay. How is force? What kind of force was I trying to use? I'm gonna find this guy's got a supervisor, because this is not cool. We're running out of time here. Sir, are you still over here? Sir? Excuse me. Hi. Do you know where that gentleman was that was talking to me? Oh, thanks. Hi. No, do you have a supervisor I can talk to? No supervisor on? Okay. Do you know if there's a building manager or something? All right. Let me find somebody else that we want to be helpful. Do you know if there's like a building manager or a kind of supervisor that can come assist?
Great for a private police, but like we have a building person.
Sure, like any kind of supervisory role, like administration, management, or something. Yeah, because can you tell me this gentleman's name? Like he grabbed my phone, like to try to get my property, and he's not telling me who he is.
In legal terms, the doctrine of expectation of privacy hinges on two main factors: whether an individual genuinely believes their privacy is protected in a particular situation, and whether society would agree that this belief is reasonable. However, the application of this doctrine isn't cut and dry. Courts analyze each case individually, considering various factors such as the location, the object or data in question, and the expectations of a reasonable person. This nuanced approach is crucial in navigating privacy rights within the framework of the law. While Mr. Nelson may not be in breach of HIPAA, filming inside the institution may violate other citizens' legitimate expectations of privacy. After a brief discussion with Mrs. Leslie, Captain Dougherty and other officers from the North State Security Group came and ordered Mr. Nelson to stop recording. In a landmark 1983 Supreme Court case, Perry Education Association versus Perry Local Educators Association, Justice Byron R. White delineated three distinct categories of government property regarding access for expressive activities. These categories are traditional public forums, limited public forums, and non-public forum. Within this framework, the government retains the authority to enforce reasonable time, place, and manner restrictions on speech across all three categories. However, the scope for imposing content-based restrictions varies. Notably, in traditional or designated public forums, such restrictions are severely constrained.
Oh, she said she's going to call somebody. So.
I'm sorry, who are you looking for?
An administrator, some kind of building manager.
Okay, well, I'm over the building.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask you one time to please stop recording right now.
Well, who are you?
It is posted on the doors. My name is Leslie.
Okay.
It's posted on the doors. There's no video recording. We have clients here that are here for medical reasons.
Yeah.
And you're violating their law, their rights.
What right is that?
They're HIPAA violations.
Oh, you know that HIPAA applies to the medical personnel, not to the public.
Okay. I'm not going to debate with you.
That's cool. I don't want to debate. Can you tell me the name of the gentleman that is over here on my right? He grabbed my property.
This is our security, and this is our security. They're all our security.
Can you tell me the name, please?
I'm not going to, but you feel free to ask them.
Oh, I did. I asked him. He refused to identify himself after violating my property.
Again, I've asked you to stop recording.
Okay, I need you to stop recording, and you need
Who are you?
to turn that off.
Who are you?
Captain Dougherty.
Captain Darby?
You've been asked to turn the recording device off.
Captain Darby with what organization?
Guilford County Security. You've seen me before.
I haven't seen you.
Okay. So I need you to turn the device off and stop recording.
Okay.
Or you're going to have to leave.
This gentleman assaulted me. He grabbed my property without my permission.
Okay.
So you grabbed. So he.
Okay. We'll take care of that later. But what I need you to do now,
Well,
I need you to turn.
how do I file a complaint or criminal report?
You can file that through Guilford County.
Okay. Are you his supervisor?
No, I'm not his supervisor.
Okay. Can you identify him for me? Because I need a name to go with the complaint or the criminal
you can
complaint.
ask the officer, he'll identify himself.
Can you tell your name, please?
You need to turn your recording device off, please.
Okay. I use these as assistive devices.
I understand your assistive devices, but you are recording. If you don't turn your devices off, your recording device, not your assistive device.
These are assistive devices.
Okay. If you don't turn your recording device off,
is there an ADA coordinator, Miss Leslie?
You need to leave.
The courts consider the property's policy and practice as well as whether it is a reasonable location for expressive activities when deciding whether to designate a government property as a designated public forum. The Guilford County Health Department's no recording regulation is probably legal since it only prohibits recording within the building and does not extend beyond Mr. Nelson's expression of his rights. Mr. Nelson has provided clarification regarding his use of camera and phone during interactions. He asserts that these devices serve as assistive tools, aiding him in navigation, with recordings assisting his spouse in understanding the areas he visits. This brings attention to subsection 4 of the 29 U.S. Code 3002, defining assistive technology devices as those enhancing functional capabilities for individuals with disabilities. It's imperative to recognize the legal framework surrounding such tools, particularly in the context of disability rights. The recordings on Mr. Nelson's mobile phone seem to fit the definition of an assistive technology device, but the courts would have to weigh the reasonable expectation of privacy in a health department facility against the accommodations for Mr. Nelson's condition. Mr. Nelson recounted a troubling encounter with Officer Boyce from the North State Security Group. According to Mr. Nelson, Officer Boyce allegedly forcefully detained him, causing injuries and resulting in a hospital stay. In Mr. Nelson's account, he states that Officer Boyce grabbed him, leading to a fall and subsequent handcuffing. Following this, Mr. Nelson claims he was transferred to a wheelchair where further harm was inflicted on his neck. This series of events culminated in Mr. Nelson awoke in a hospital hours later, where medical professionals diagnosed him with serious injuries, including a 6mm brain bleed.
Okay, you need to leave.
But this is a
if you
violation
are not
of
going
rights.
to stop recording, you need to leave the building.
Okay.
Okay, I've asked you plenty.
Well, there's a crime committed, and I need to identify the person that violated that.
If you don't leave the building,
you're going to be arrested.
You're going to be arrested
right now.
Okay.
So, are you going to leave?
For second degree
yes,
trespass?
now they're asking you to leave, and you're not leaving the county building.
So hold on, second degree trespass is if you're on the property.
Are you going to leave?
I'm trying to clarify what's going on. So second degree trespass is if you're on the property of another and you're without permission or you are asked to leave or told to leave and you refuse. Is that right? Is my understanding of that right?
Whatever it is you want to be.
Well, I just want to understand what you're threatening. Like if
I'm
you're
not threatening you.
Nobody's
Are you going to leave, sir?
Well, I'm trying to clarify.
Are you going to leave? Yes or no?
Absolutely. Yes, I will absolutely leave.
Let's go.
I'm just trying to clarify
because now I'm about
what's
to put
going
cuffs on you if you don't.
Wait a minute. So you are going to use violence against me? I'm trying to clarify.
Not violence.
Like taking away my freedom is absolutely violence.
Sir, are you going to leave right now or not?
Yes, I'm trying to clarify.
Let's go.
What do you mean by secondary trespass?
Let's go
You
out
have
here.
5 seconds. I'm going to take your turn around, put your hands behind your back.
A property of another. That means it's.
All right, go ahead, turn around.
What are you doing? Whoa! Stop! What are you doing? Who are you? Stop! Who are you? Stop! Who are you? Stop! Who are you? Stop! Who are you? I don't know who you are. Stop! This is assault and battery. Stop! Help! Somebody help me! Stop! Ow! You're hurting me. Stop! Why are you doing this? Ah! What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Roll over now! Who are you? Roll over. Who are you? I don't know who you are. Roll over. Ah! Like breaking my arm. Turn around, sir. Who are you? Roll over. Who are you?
After spending several hours in the hospital, Mr. Nelson was eventually released to be cared for by his wife, and he is currently recuperating steadily. Mr. Nelson was accused of resisting an officer and trespassing in the second degree. The Blind Justice channel has been aggressively pursuing civil lawsuits and legal counsel to refute Mr. Nelson's accusations. For updates on Mr. Nelson's condition and upcoming court cases, make sure to subscribe to Blind Justice's YouTube channel. Through this video, we hope that you have not only become aware of the issue of police corruption in the United States, but also felt the spirit of unity and determination in promoting fairness and transparency in society. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to continue following the latest content from us on the Cops America channel. Goodbye, and see you again soon.